Say hi, Joopies. Okay, he doesn't want to say hi. Ow. Hello, planty friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Ariana, and please grab a drink with me because it's almost July, and that means it's time for June's best and worst. So it's been a bit. Hold on. This is a very lazy, I was going to say gin and tonic, but it's not a gin and tonic. It's a Tom Collins gin. I think it's supposed to be like a club soda, but I just use sparkling water, lemon juice, and there's supposed to be simple syrup, but I don't have any more simple syrup, and I don't feel like making any right now, so cheers. It's been a bit, huh? Hi, how have you been doing? Me? You ask? Not the best, if I'm being completely honest. So May, you know, if you watched my May best and worst, I lost some pretty beloved plants to an ant attack, and that was beginning of May, and I was really starting to get, you know, back in my groove, feeling good about taking care of my plants, because I, after that, was not motivated at all to do anything plant-wise. But then I decided to film my May best and worst video, and it just kind of brought back a lot of those feelings and kind of just made me go into a valley again, emotion-wise, when it came to my plants. And then I started to feel better again. Like, after that video, I was like, yeah, let's go. Time to take care of plants. And I was actually going to do, like, a video about plants I've been really appreciating, because I had been in such a slump plant-wise, but that didn't happen. And then June 24th came. And it was a sucky day. Yeah. June 24th, 2022, the overturning of Roe v. Wade. And I just feel lucky enough that I am in Illinois and in a state that I get a little emotional when I talk about this, and I believe everybody is justified in getting emotional when talking about this. I can't even remember what I was talking about, but I feel lucky to live in Illinois, where my state still allows abortion for people with uteruses. So I'm not really going to get too much into it, but if you have people in your lives with uteruses, please just support them during this time, especially if you live in a red state, because it's not a great time right now. It's not. So for that reason, I decided that my June video would be focused only on the best stuff, because I don't think we need any more sadness in the world right now. Just to add one more thing, it's just unbelievable to me that my grandmother was alive when Roe v. Wade was enacted, and now she's still alive when it was overturned. And yeah, okay, let's get to plants. Plants is what you're here for. But I'm a feminist, and I'm pro-choice, and I don't want to be rude about it, but feel free to leave if those aren't something that you agree with. All right, we're doing best of. We need it. We need some happiness here. So my first best of for this month is going to be a plant that has been featured before, and that is my Syngonium Mojito. So last time I featured this plant, it was in my February, I believe, best and worst, and at that time it was just a little, like, it was just a prop. It was just water propping in a Jarito bottle. And I have since transferred it to Leca. The root system was crazy on this thing, and which is why it's in such a big container. Like, the roots were nuts. I could have cut them, but I didn't want to. It is growing some algae, but believe me, it is perfectly happy. But in that video that I first featured it, it wasn't at its best. And you can see, like, I was trying to show off its variegation. And honestly, in the video, it just came through as green. But now, look at that. Look how beautiful that leaf is. Look at how beautiful that leaf is. And it's coming out with this new leaf right here. And it really makes me happy. Syngonium Mojito. Next one. It might not seem like it because I am sad and angry and a whole bunch of other emotions. But I am happy. I picked these plants because really they have brought me joy during this time. Hoya Rebecca, and it is blooming. This is my third Hoya to bloom for me this year. My Hoya, it's the string being Hoya, and I believe it's Shepardii. I kind of get Wyattii, if that's how you say it, and Shepardii mixed up, but I believe it's Shepardii. Bloomed, which is right behind me, right there. Had like 3 blooms, very exciting. And then I have a Hoya lacinosa who decided to sneak bloom on me, didn't even notice that it bloomed, and when I went to water it, I noticed the bloom, and it was all shriveled up. So that was kind of sad because I would really have liked to see what the blooms look like and smell them, because that's part of the fun. But yeah, this Hoya Rebecca here is in, I have kept it in how it was shipped to me. So it's like a mixture of perlite and sphagnum moss, it looks like, in there. So it gets very thirsty very quickly. So you can imagine that it gets pretty stressed with me because I don't water it as much as I should. But it's just a gorgeous Hoya. It has beautiful veining, and yes, look at this bloom. Look at that bloom. And honestly, the smell of it is sweet and floral, and it's very pungent. It's a very pungent scent. And so this Hoya really has made me happy because I get to smell it, and I love floral scents, so it just it has brought me joy. And I have to say, the scent is very similar to the scent of my Wyattii, but I don't know, the Wyattii, no, I'm sorry, it's Shepardii. It is Shepardii, I think. But the scent of the Shepardii, it was very similar to the Rebecca, but it was a very sickly sweet smelling, if that makes sense. It was just kind of like overwhelmingly florally and sweet smelling, but I do prefer the scent of the Rebecca. But I mean, I'm not gonna complain because I have never had a Hoya bloom for me before, and this is the first year that I have had any Hoya bloom, let alone 3. So that's really exciting. And it's also beautiful. It's just, it's not gonna focus, but Hoya Rebecca. Deciding which one I should do next. Let's do you. Do you know what this is? This is a Syngonium. Oh man, I looked up how to pronounce the Syngonium. before filming, and I kind of wrote, how do you say that? When you write a word, like how it's pronounced. I'm totally blanking about what the term for that is. But anyway, I wrote it out like that, and now I don't know how to say it. So we're just gonna try our best here. I don't know. Syngonium auritum. Of course, I'm gonna write all the names on the screen, or my husband is actually, because I probably butchered that, like real bad, butchered it. But yes, this is a Syngonium that I got from Gabriella Plants, and I loved it because of how unique it looks. Like, it just looks so cool. And this one right here is actually the newest leaf that came out, and I just love the shape of these leaves. And I did have this in soil before. It was shipped to me in soil, but I want to say quickly, but it probably was not quickly. I eventually just switched it to water because I find that I have a lot of success with Syngoniums in water and leca. So this one will eventually be transferred to leca. It's already growing some awesome water roots right here, which is very exciting. Oh no, go back in. Thank you. And I think I'm going to let this one climb when I eventually put it in leca. I'll have to figure that out, but I heard that like these really like to climb, so we'll have to figure that out when the time comes. But right now it's just happily water propping. But yes, this Syngonium just, it's awesome. The next two I am really excited about, so I'm going to show you first this Peperomia obtusifolia variegata. And this is a cutting I took of my Peperomia that got attacked by ants. I was able to get a cutting before it all went to shit, and I was actually worried about it because I didn't think the cutting that I took would really be viable, but it is proving me wrong. Like, look at these water roots here. Amazing. And it has grown, I don't want to spill water, try not to spill water, but show you at the same time. A couple of new leaves. So this leaf, no, not that leaf. This leaf right here is new. This leaf right here is new, and it is growing, which you can't see because I'm going to spill water. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, I spilled water on my notebook. Cool. But it has a new little leaf right here, which I still don't know if you can see. But yeah, it's just doing really well water propping. It doesn't surprise me that it did well water propping because it did well for me in leca. But again, I didn't think that the cutting I took would really be viable and live. I didn't, but it's just like, excuse me, watch what I can do. And I am watching. So eventually this will go back into leca, and I'm just like really excited that I was able to save a part of my plant. I actually took cuttings. So if you hadn't watched that May video, because of ant attacks, I lost a gorgeous Pothos neon, a beautiful full Pothos pearls and jade, and my Peperomia obtusifolia variegata. And I was able to take cuttings of all of them, and leading into the next plant is my cuttings of the pearls and jade that I took. So it just loves water. Do you see the, no, that's not, do you see these roots? It is just going crazy in here. So yes, I am going to put it in leca again, assume, because these roots are going nuts. But I took cuttings of all three of those plants, and I probably would have shown you the neon because it also is doing very well, but I did not pick the best propping vessel for it. From my experience, when you are propping plants in water, the bottom part of your cutting should not touch anything, because if it does, it doesn't grow as prolific, I found, as when plants are free floating, let's just say, like this. Like you can see none of the cuttings are hitting the bottom of this vessel because it is very tall. I love vase containers for propping because tall. But when I took my neon cuttings, or all of these cuttings, I didn't have a very big selection of prop jars that I could use because I was using a lot of them, but one recently became available, and so I switched my neon to that. So cross your fingers that it grows just as well as this pearl, I almost called it Pothos neon, as this pearls and jade and this peperomia. I said that weird. Peperomia. But yes, I don't think I showed this off enough. It's a little, like, I'm not gonna lie, some of the cuttings like are a little bare because I did lose some leaves in the beginning just because of how the plant was. Again, if you want to see that, go check out my May best and worst video. But it's just doing so great and it makes me so happy. So all the plants I just showed you really help me out right now. And that's it. That's all. I just wanted to focus on happy things right now. And these plants have been happy things for me. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm sorry if tears make you uncomfortable. But, you know, they're valid. Emotions are valid. So, I'm sorry, but I mean, just right now talking through this whole video, I can smell the Rebecca bloom. And it does lift up my mood. It does do that. Why is this hair wanting to go in my face? I don't know. But, cheers. Support your people with uteruses, please. Please. Bye.